He had everything: money, power, fame. She had nothing, not even a place to sleep. But that night their worlds collided, and a single act of kindness changed everything. It was the kind of night the city tried to forget, cold, wild, and unforgiving. At the corner of Westbridge Avenue, a little girl sat alone under a broken bus shelter, clutching a teddy bear missing one eye. Her name was Amara. She hadn't eaten in 3 days. Her mother had gone to look for work and never came back. People passed her by like ghosts. But that night someone did stop. A black car, sleek, expensive, silent, rolled to a stop. Inside sat Alexander Cole, a man the world called untouchable, billionaire, ruthless businessman, the kind of man who never stopped for anyone. But that night he did. Something or someone made him look. He saw her, shivering, fragile, alone, and for the first time in years, he felt something in his heart move. He rolled down his window and asked quietly, "Hey, where are your parents?" Amara's lips trembled. "They're gone, sir. Mama went to find work. She didn't come back." He hesitated, then said words that would change both their lives forever. "Get in. I'll take you somewhere warm." When Amara opened her eyes again, she was in a world she never knew existed. Soft sheets, warm blankets, golden light filtering through curtains. For a moment she thought she had died and gone to heaven. Then the door opened, and there stood Alexander Cole holding a tray of food. "Eat as much as you want," he said. She blinked, whispering, "For me?" He nodded with a smile that barely reached his eyes. She didn't know it yet, but this man, this billionaire, had lost his only daughter 5 years ago in a car accident. He'd built walls around his heart, walls taller than his mansion. But somehow, this little girl was breaking them down, one innocent smile at a time. Weeks passed. The mansion that once echoed with silence now danced with laughter. Amara ran through the hallways. She sang dots she painted. She brought life where there had only been luxury. The staff adored her, and Alexander began to heal. He found himself reading bedtime stories again. He smiled without realizing it. He looked at her and saw not the pain of his past, but the hope of a second chance. It was a calm morning, until the security guard announced, "Sir, there's a woman at the gate. She says she's looking for a girl named Amara." Alexander's heart skipped. He walked outside, and there she was. A woman, frail, tired, and crying. Her clothes were torn. Her hands trembled. It was Amara's mother. The moment Amara saw her, she screamed, "Mama," and ran straight into her arms. They clung to each other, crying, a reunion so raw that even the guards turned away. Alexander froze. He didn't know what to feel, relief or heartbreak. Would he lose the child who healed him? And then he did something unexpected. He walked up, knelt beside them, and said softly, "Ma'am, maybe God sent your daughter to heal me. And maybe he sent me to help both of you." Months later, Amara's mother had a job at Alexander's company. They moved into a home nearby. He became family. The father Amara never had. Years passed. And one bright morning, Amara stood on a graduation stage, a lawyer, confident, graceful, radiant. Alexander sat in the front row, tears in his eyes. She looked at him and said during her speech, "Once upon a time I was a little girl no one saw. But God saw me and sent me favor through a man who had everything except peace. Together we found it, because sometimes favor doesn't fall from the sky. It comes in the form of a person who chooses to care